Tonight, to kick off our seminar for the month of June, kindly let's all send in your reactions, clap. Let us welcome Dr. Joseph Ohens. Welcome, sir. Take on the floor. You have to unmute, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Engineer Sodipo. I want to thank everybody who is here today for this seminar. I am greatly honored to be the speaker. I do not belong to, I'm not a member of Niche Africa. I only became aware of the organization through Engineer Edwin, our own old boy, who talked to me about it and requested several months ago if I would be available to speak on this topic today. Of course, I enjoy attending seminars and speaking whenever given an opportunity to do so. I particularly agree to do so because of our strong bond as old boys of the same school. And I saw something that Edwin did recently that actually motivated me. And I said, whatever this young man is looking for, I will support him. So I'm going to appeal to us. We are all compliant now. We've all turned off our microphones. I want it to remain that way because if we interrupt, it will affect what it will affect my speaking. Thank you very much. Please, if you don't mind, the moderator, grant me permission to share my slides. I appreciate you all here. I see a number of Nigerian Institute of Journalism alumni here. I see so many Association Catholic College Ira alumni here. I see a bunch of my friends, my community people in Bakersfield, California. I want to acknowledge all of you. Thank you so much. I'm still waiting for the permission to share, please. Okay.
Edwin, please.
No, I can share now.
Right. Okay.
I can share now. Sorry, going to the beginning. Okay. Thank you again. The topic I was asked to talk on is the power of networks, unlocking opportunities through community connections. And the organization is My Niche Africa, and the lecture series is My Niche Business Seminar Series. Again, my name is Joseph Ohens. I am a guest speaker. You've already, the moderator has already talked about me, but this is a little bit about my background. Networks, what are they? I will appeal to you to just give me time to go straight to delivering. Then after everything, you will ask questions. If there are things that you are particularly interested in, please note them down as I go along. Then you ask questions at the end of it all. So in social science,
Give me the
Come me once.
please. Can you mute yourself, please? I can't be speaking when you are
Madam
interrupting.
Helen, Madam Helen.
Monday,
Mr. Monday, please. Mute your
mute
devices,
yourself.
please. Madam Helen.
Okay, so in social science, a network is a group of interdependent actors and the relationships between them. You know, networks vary widely in their nature and operation, depending on the actors involved, their relationships, and the level of scope at which they operate. The actors within a network might be people, families, organizations, corporations, states, countries, or a mixture of individuals and groups. The relationships between actors within a network can vary from close ties, such as those within a family, to occasional impersonal or mediated interactions. And networks can exist in structured social environment. Please mute your microphone. Mute your microphone. Okay, I've muted her. Can be in structured social environment or formalized rule-bound settings. Examples of networks: family groups, platforms, hometown associations, ethnic associations, national associations, classmate groups, alumni associations, professional associations, professional social media platforms, service associations like Rotary, like Lions Club, workplace colleague groups, sporting interest associations or groups. For instance, I'm a very strong Arsenal supporter. If I tell you how fanatical supporting such clubs is, and how the kind of strong bond we have, you'll be surprised. Social media, common interest platforms, religious groups. There are so many others that are probably not mentioned there. Who needs networks? We all do. Individuals, companies, churches, organizations, states, countries. Countries even need networking. Everyone, you and me.
Yes, T4.
You don't have to put your turn on your microphone, please, until the end of this presentation. So why do we need networks? Why do we need networks? It is very, very simple. We cannot exist in isolation as individuals, as human beings. We cannot exist in isolation. We need each other for us to thrive. People who isolate themselves do not harness their potentials. They do not get the best of their life. There is power in having people, and just that everybody here does not understand the Esan language. Not everyone here understands Esan language, but there is an adage or a proverb in my place which says, if you have people around you, it's a lot better than when you have a very rich wardrobe. The phrase, the power of having people, broadly refers to the influence, support, and opportunities that arise from social connections and relationships. This can encompass various aspects of life, including personal well-being, professional success, and societal impact. Strong social connections are linked to increased happiness, better health, and longer lifespans. Furthermore, the people who surround themselves, the people we surround ourselves with, can significantly impact our behavior, skills, and our life generally. Networking, that is building relationships with others, is crucial for career development. It offers access to opportunities, valuable advice, and mentorship. It's a strategic tool that fosters personal and professional growth. When you need a job, you need people. You need networks because it strengthens our positions in the competitive landscape. This world is very competitive. Every aspect of our life is very competitive, and you need people to uplift you. I'll give you a story about myself. At a point in my life, I didn't really know what I was going to, at a point in my life, I didn't know what the person I would become. But I was very lucky because I was outgoing. If you invited me to a place, I would go and meet with people and interact and talk as if all was well with me, even though I had my own problems and all that. So sometime in the 80s, a friend of mine that we went to College of Education in Igweben together was burying his dad. I didn't have money that much to travel down there, so it was Uzeba in Edo State. But I went, and when I got there, there was a gentleman. I don't know whether you guys remember the Guardian issue in 1984 when Idiagbon, Buhari and Idiagbon imprisoned two Guardian senior employees, and their names were Tunde Thompson and Udoka Irabo. So I went to this burial, and at that time I was, I would read all stories in Newswatch, in Guardian. I was an avid reader of all those top magazines and newspapers. When I got to this burial ceremony, my room, where I was given a place to stay, was just next room to Tunde Thompson, the room given to Tunde Thompson. And we chatted throughout that ceremony. And he looked at me and he said, "My goodness, you discuss civics as if you're a journalist." And I said, "Well, at that time I was not a journalist. I was a teacher." And I told him, "Yes, I read a lot of newspapers, magazines. I contribute to letters, that is letters to the editor. I will write several letters to the editor and all that." That was it. I didn't even know how to become a journalist. I didn't know how you become a journalist. So he looked at me and he said, "You mean you teach?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "You know what? If you ever make up your mind to become a journalist in the future, let me know." And he gave me his business card. And I will tell you, when later in life, in the late 80s, I made up my mind to become a journalist, I went to Lagos to look for Tunde Thompson. And that was how he helped me into journalism. And the person I later became in life was largely because of my journalism career. So personal growth, networking opens doors to a wider range of opportunities that may not be publicly advertised. Mentorship, connecting with experienced professionals provides guidance and support, helping you navigate career challenges. Referrals, networking can lead to referrals, both for job opportunities and other connections. Leadership development, networking helps leaders learn from others troubleshooting and staying ahead of trends. Of course, we talked about it. Networking can lead to new roles, industries, and opportunities. There are times that we want to change jobs. If you don't network, you will eventually get something that you're looking for, but probably it will be more difficult, or it will be more laborious, or it will take a longer time. But if you have a wide network of professional colleagues, friends, social colleagues that you interact with, it will be a lot easier for you to advance in your job. I remember those days when I was in Nigeria, and when I was still practicing journalism, would want to interview governors, the people, ministers, and you find it difficult. I'm talking about during both military era and post-military period. We want to interview, and some of the people we work together on part of this presentation now. I can see some of them, and we want to reach out to these people. We know going to the offices will be very difficult. You know where we will go to? I became a registered member of Night Shift Collision, and it was an opportunity for me to be able to mix with the high and the mighty. And right from there, I was able to get contact for our reporters to be able to interview folks that they wanted to interview. So networking is very key, and it comes in different ways. So we'll look at networking, looking at it from our life, how it impacts our personal well-being. Social support is something we all need. Having a strong social network provides a buffer against stress and adversity. It offers emotional support and practical assistance during challenging times. There are people who like keeping to themselves. That impacts them when they need help, when they are stressed, when they are facing adversity, because they don't have friends that they network with. They don't have family people that they can easily share their thoughts with. You see, you carry your burden yourself, and that becomes a huge challenge to you. It leads to damage to your physical health. Studies suggest that strong social ties contribute to a longer and healthier life. Of course, it's incontrovertible that isolation, if you isolate yourself, it impacts your mental health. Positive social connections are linked to reduced risk of depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Networking gives you sense of belonging. Social connections foster a sense of belonging and community, and it helps our overall well-being as human beings. I'll give you an example. Recently, I went to Nigeria for an event in my locality, my alma mater, Annunciation Catholic College, Iroa. And I just posted it in my Nigerian Institute of Journalism platform that, I will be visiting Nigeria. I'm going for an election. I'm going to Iroa. Only two of the people who belong to that platform actually are from that part of Nigeria. But the way everyone indicated that they would be interested in going to Iroa, and I was wondering, did they understand what I just, did they read what I just what I posted? Because I didn't say I was going to Nigeria to contest election as governor of Edo State, or I got an appointment as a minister. I was just going to contest election for my alumni association, my secondary school alumni association, And people I went to Nigerian Institute of Journalism were scrambling to go with me. And eventually they did. They went to Irua, all the way from Lagos. People came from Enugu, people came from Abuja, different parts of Nigeria. And they went to ACC Irua just to support me, just to be there to make their presence felt that this is one of us. We support whatever he's doing. So how does it impact our professional growth, our professional career? Networking builds, if you build a network of contacts, it can open doors to new opportunities, collaborations, and mentorship. Some people who would belong to a particular profession, they don't join they don't join professional associations, they don't do certification, they don't get certified in that area that will enable you become more active in professional networks that will make you become visible. They don't attend conferences, they don't attend seminars, they don't attend workshops. They just get the job and they are doing their job and they think that is it. When it's time to get people promoted, that is where it comes. When it's time for you to think about, oh, I want to switch jobs, I want to move from one place to the other, you probably wouldn't get that opportunity as much as a person who attend conferences, who attends seminars, workshops, and is well known within that profession. Then skill development, learning from others, you meeting with people, attending conferences, being part of a social group or professional group, a network, will make you have opportunity to learn from others, both peers and mentors, and can help refine skills and improve your problem-solving abilities. It also makes you become accountable and motivated. According to a LinkedIn article, surrounding yourself with people who are striving for similar goals can provide encouragement, accountability, and motivation to achieve your own aspirations. Then teamwork and collaboration. Working effectively with others is essential for many professional endeavors. You are able to share interpersonal, you share skills that are crucial for success in collaborative environment. Then let's look at the social impact of networking. Well, the people power is a concept that highlights the collective force of individuals working together to achieve social and political change. If you want to impact the community, you want to be impactful in any endeavor, any part of life that you want to be impactful. If you do it alone, sometimes it's more difficult. But if you are doing it as part of a group, you have a team supporting and joining you to achieve those objectives, you are more likely to be successful, or more successful than if you were doing it alone. It also gives you the power of influence and persuasion. Understanding how people interact with groups can be leveraged from positive influence and persuasion, whether in leadership roles or everyday interactions. The other thing I want us to know is that if you belong to networks, you are active, you participate in what they do, you share ideas, you learn from other people, you also share the knowledge that you have, you become more and more confident about yourself, and you'll be able to see some of those qualities that you have that you never thought you had. those things will come out because of the confidence that you are getting from mixing with people, from sharing ideas with people, from learning from others, and from seeing how others shine. You will be inspired, and you have that confidence to do same. Community building. Strong communities are built on positive social connections and the willingness of individuals to support one another. A community grows because everybody comes together to contribute their own quota, to share ideas on how to make that community a lot better. If you are an isolationist, of course, you would not achieve much as you would achieve as part of a group that share the same goal. Feedback and growth is good for you to exist where you are able to receive feedback, improve on the feedback that you improve on yourself based on the feedback that you get, and you grow along the line. How do we apply this? How do we, it's just effective networking strategies. How do we ensure that we belong to networks that will be beneficial to us? Number one, it's about creating two-way streets where both sides add value. You identify networks that will be beneficial to you, or beneficial to your community, or beneficial to your profession, beneficial to your country. And when we are talking about networking, like we said before, everybody needs it. Everyone, churches, states, countries, we all network. The reason why you see Nigeria belongs to ECOWAS is because they want to network with other countries. Nigeria belongs to OAU because they want to network with other countries. There are things you cannot achieve just by yourself. You want to do it with others. So networking is for everyone. Be a connector. Actively connect with others within your network, fostering a sense of community. Diversify your network. Connect with people from diverse backgrounds and industries to broaden your perspective and opportunities. There are some people who are very Christianly or religious. All they do is related to that Christianity. You are a professional, but you only belong to one particular network, that is the church network. What you are doing is you will limit your horizon. You're going to limit your horizon because the connections that you will have will be limited to that particular network. That is why they say diversify your network. You can belong to church group, you can belong to work group, you can belong to alumni associations, you can belong to community where you live, the association of your community. Don't live in a community and exist there as if you actually do not exist. You have to partake, and you never know when just your participation will become beneficial, maybe to you or to others. So diversify your network. Don't just belong to a church group and that is all you want to do, thinking, oh, this is all, and this is all for me. It is limiting. It's going to limit your ability to impact positive growth, even for yourself, your family, and your community. Attend industry events, networking events, conferences, and professional organizations provide opportunities to connect with like-minded individuals. You have to endeavor. Edwin was talking about the cost of attending conferences, all that. If you look at it, that you're actually investing, that you are investing in yourself, you probably won't look at the cost. I spend enormous amount of money every year attending professional conferences, But I will also tell you, when you go to such conferences, people are scrambling, wanting to hire you to leave your company to come and work for them. They offer you ridiculous salaries and all that, you know. And imagine you were looking for an opportunity to change jobs, and you went to a conference, somebody somewhere just saw you and said, oh, this person might be a good fit for us, and they want to interact with you. The interviews you attend, because somebody saw you somewhere and felt you would be a good fit, is a lot easier than when you are applying on your own. So attend industry events. Don't think about the cost. The cost is always an investment. Use online platforms. Be active. If you are on LinkedIn or all other platforms, job-related platforms, professional platforms, try as much as possible to be active. Have a very clear and a very good image of yourself. Build it and maintain your connections. Be proactive. Initiate conversations. Don't belong to a group and be incognito. You know, you are there, but nobody can see you. You don't interact with anybody. You are just there, and I think somebody said it's a monitoring spirit or something like that. You are just there monitoring everybody, and you don't talk, you don't interact, you don't contribute to what is discussed. Be very proactive. Initiate conversations, offer expertise, seek, to connect with people on your own. The last slide here is just to encourage us. We've talked about what networking is. We've talked about the benefits. We've talked about everything. And this is just a summary that, encouraging us to be part of social and professional networks. Stay in touch with your network, grow your network, be an active member of your network or your networks, expand your online presence. If depending on what you need your networks for, if it is for professional advancement, you have to expand your online presence. Then do your research. Do research about anything that you are into. Always be on top of it. Do your research and be knowledgeable. Be able to contribute to knowledge by brightening up yourself. Be conscious of your community and your digital image. How you are seen on social media, on all the networks. If it's WhatsApp that you belong to, you have to be conscious of how you are seen in that community, your image, the image you put out there. There are some people who will comment in professional platforms, and some people will just say, here he comes again, or something like that. Always prepare ahead. Present yourself well. Always be ready to give your pitch when you meet people. Don't be shy. Be open. Interact. If you need help, you have to be verbal. You have to be able to speak. You have to be able to tell people about yourself, about the challenges you have, and about the kind of help you need. Ask questions whenever necessary and listen actively. Ask for help whenever you need one. Of course, don't be asking for help because you want to take advantage of people. Only ask for help whenever you truly need one. Then prioritize follow-up. When you meet with people, prioritize follow-up. Make sure you maintain that relationship. Make sure you actively engage with the person respectfully. Seize opportunities for face-to-face connection. If you are lucky to have a relationship with someone, maybe online, somebody you want to build a relationship with, seize an opportunity to have face-to-face connection with that person. because it will make the relationship stronger. Then focus on offering value to the other person. It is not all just about yourself. Also, think about what you would do for others, what you for your profession, what you would do for your community, what you would do for your social network. The more you do for others, the more you get back. Never burn a bridge. Mind it, any organization you belong to, everybody is watching. You wouldn't know. Everybody is watching. So do not burn a bridge. If you belong to a group and things are going well for you there, know that to whom much is given, much is expected, and that you have to maintain decorum for people to want to take you seriously. Remember to always contribute your quota to common good. That is how you maintain a good image in the networks that you belong to, such that whenever you need help, somebody will always be willing to say, oh my goodness, this is John. Oh, yo, that's a nice guy. This is somebody we should help. So that is it about my presentation. I want to thank you for listening. I ask that the moderator takes us to the next segment, which will be questions. If you have questions regarding my presentation, please go ahead and ask. Engineer Shodipo will be the moderator.
Thank you very much, Dr. Owens. Beautiful, beautiful. I am one that before I got actively involved with my niche, please let's send in our reactions. I'm sure, yes, let's send our reactions. That was a wonderful presentation. I didn't even want it to end. I just looked at the clock and saw that we were almost at the dot of the hour. Thank you so much, sir. And as I was saying, before I joined my niche, I'm also a very quiet and introverted person. I'm working on myself. In your presentation, sir, you mentioned something about being out there, speaking up. I don't know. Can you throw more light? Let me start off the question time. Throw more light on how to really put ourselves out there, particularly for those who are introverts and don't like to engage. Is that a profitable trait? Is that a profitable trait in this day and age? You spoke about it, but I would like you to, throw more light into that area, because that's a challenge for most of us. You have that potential, but you are scared, you are afraid. There's just something holding you back from taking the bull by the horn.
Yeah,
Any other
it
person that
depends
has
on
questions? Yes. Stop. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that question. I was like that initially. In class, when I was a student, I wouldn't ask questions. I would just wait for people to ask questions. And sometimes you wait endlessly and nobody is asking the exact question that you wanted to ask. I think things have really changed these days. Even if you are frightened to speak in public, we have opportunities to put our questions in writing these days, because most of the social networks, professional networks we belong to, have enablement for you to write, for you to express yourself in writing. But I think if you don't start learning something, you would never perfect. You never be. You will never perfect. Be perfect at doing it. You have to. I mean, practice the same make perfect. So you have to. Some people, when they want to speak in public, they'll go and drink first, so that they'll be able to speak. Then, when you now get drunk, you start blabbing and saying rubbish that you shouldn't say in public. I think what you should do is practice public speaking, or the best way to do it, you write what you want to say so that you can gather your thoughts when you are standing before people and pretend that you're actually looking at them, because when I was teaching those days, I realized that I'll be looking at the students and I'm not seeing anybody, because I am focused, not wanting. That was when I was a young boy teaching then. I was focused more on delivering my message. And I knew that if I looked at their faces and I saw facial expression, I would be thrown off balance. So I would be looking at the class. They would think I'm looking at them, but it was just blank stare. So you have to practice how to deliver your message in public such that you will not be frightened by the occasion. You know, if you're going to write it and share it. But if you belong to an organization and you don't talk, you are not visible, you don't contribute, when it is time for good things to happen, people will not remember you. That is it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. If you are not visible, you will not be remembered. I'm taking that hook, line, and sinker. I see Mr. Franz Oj Elu. Please, you can unmute and ask your question. I see your hands raised.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. As you said, Mr. Franz Ojelu, I'm a banking and oil consultant leading the modular refinery in Africa. This night again, I'm inspired by Dr. Joseph Ohens. That's why when I saw this invitation today, I said I must be here. It's wonderful. Let me also appreciate Edwin for bringing this together. But I'll put my comment before. The one thing I want to quickly talk about is the ecosystem. The ecosystem is actually a give and take. And I'd like you to see how it happens. Give comes before taking. So this is why I agree completely with Dr. Ohens, is that wherever you are, you must speak up. You must contribute. And in the process, you grow. So again, I like to appreciate every person and the great work we are doing. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Franz. Thank you. And that's what My Niche Africa is all about. We learn, we share, and we inspire. So it's all about giving, then eventually you get. Thank you. Any other question? I only see, you can lower your hand, Mr. Franz. Does anyone have a question or contribution? I can see some comments in the chat room. Very, very educating and inspiring. Learned so much. So Josephine said, I was like that too, but I realized that if I don't blow my trumpet, nobody will do it. Blow it, girl. Well done. Okay, Benedict, you can unmute and speak. Benedict
Emo.
Emo, unmute, you're muted, we can't hear you if you're already speaking.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, that was a brilliant presentation, Joe. Joe happens to be my classmate from high school. He has always amazed me at how his dexterity at being able to network, and I sometimes actually wonder whether he even sleeps at night, which has always been something that I kind of worry about in him. So my simple question really is, like, in terms of networking, how do you prevent yourself from being burnt out? Because sometimes when you throw yourself out there, it can sometimes be a recipe for burnout. So how do you navigate that? I mean, because sometimes you're trying to attend a lot of social gatherings, trying to attend a lot of meetings, and sometimes you might just get to a point where you get burnt out. So the question really is like, how do you prevent that? Which burnout is a topical issue right now worldwide in most professions. So that's my simple question for Joe.
Yeah, so by the way, Dr. Ben Emma was the one who did the cesarean section to deliver my son, who is going to be 32 years old this year. So we are very close friends, and he knows me very well. Yes, Ben, what you need to do not to suffer burnout is you have to identify this. Number one, you have to know what you want, what the social network or professional network that you strongly believe will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Then you belong to those ones. If you are not required to belong to 10, 20, 40 networks. Identify the ones that will add value to you as an individual and that you will be able to add value to, and also contribute to the community that you belong to. Once you are able to identify the ones you know better suits your own your goal as a person, then you focus on those. But what we are saying is, if you belong to any, give it your best. Don't be a passenger there. Give it your best, but don't overstretch yourself and belong to too many that you would not be able to function well and will later become detrimental to your own well-being. In my case, I belong to so many, but I give much more to a few than others. The ones where I am, where I lead, I give my all. The ones where I'm a floor member, I contribute in ways that I will remain visible there, but I'm not getting myself burned out.
Fantastic, fantastic. So identify your purpose, contribute as much as you can, particularly when you are the lead and when you're a floor member. Ensure that your presence is felt, and as you're giving, you're also getting. Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. Aluko, welcome, sir. You can unmute, sir. Unmute, sir. We can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
have
Good to see you.
I have to give credit to our lecturer today. He has done well. But I have a question for the organizers, because this is my first time of attending. I just stumbled on it, and when I saw the previous something, I was surprised that the organizer is so close to me, that this one that I be the first one to know. What is the aim of this My Nature Africa? What is it? Is it a group? Is it an association? Is it just a chat group or something like that? Please, I want to be educated. Or if you want me to come private, so I don't disturb people, but I want more information on what the benefits
Okay,
are.
sir. Okay, sir. I will go over it at the end of the question time, so that we recap. Edwin did some things, but I will go over it again at the end of the question time, sir.
I hope
Since
you
this is a
understand
direct,
you understand my
yes,
need. Okay, that's all right.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And I apologize. I know this question is direct to me.
I look, Edwin said that Edwin didn't say something. I didn't want to put him off. He said religion, race, or something. He didn't say age. I said maybe age is a limitation, that age cannot join it. Maybe there is a limit.
No, they don't limit that.
You didn't mention age.
Mr. Luko is over 70. They don't limit that. You're very much welcome. It's all about the community. transforming our communities and our networks. I mean, your wealth of experience and knowledge, finding the avenue to pass it down. Yes, sir. I'll go by it after the question time. We have a few people lined up. Thank you. Pastor Elvis, you may speak now, sir. Pastor Elvis, unmute. Pastor Elvis?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
I'm joining from Europe, so it's quite night here that we need to be in bed. But Dr. Ohens is a very close brother and friend, and I've listened and I've enjoyed. I just have only one, probably a contribution, a question. You know,
lower your volume.
From my side.
Can
you hear me?
Please mute
Just
yourself.
speak up a bit more.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What I often hear is that we as Africans cannot work together. For every issues, we have disagreement, quarrels, and that has still scared people away from joining networks and all of these opportunities that one could have benefited from. That when you have good intention to join, then there is always this suspicion of how do we work together. So, Dr. S, how do you handle that? With this diversity of ideas and people and the issue of trust, that when you belong to a network, how far can you go in terms of giving yourself that you are not also abused, that you are not taken advantage of?
Yeah, thank you. I think the first thing is, of course, like we said before, you have to look at the network you want to belong to. What is it that you want from a network? You have to identify people of common interest. Then you also have to look at the makeup of that network. Are these people that I strongly believe are focused on the goals and objectives of this organization, or they are going to veer off and start doing other things that I don't agree with? I don't think disorganization or all the things that you talked about is peculiar to just Africa. It's every human, everywhere you have human beings, you always have such challenges. What I would say is when you belong to an organization like that, and you know that they are veering off their main objective, you should be that agent of change. You should not stay back and just watch things go bad. You should speak up. You should redirect the people's focus, and those you will see gradually that organization will listen and they want to do things right. Again, networks can be your family. Some families have their weekly meeting that they meet via WhatsApp and they just discuss the family and all that. That's a network. It forms bond. It creates bond within the family. You're able to share what is going on in your own immediate family and the other person's family, and you're able to help those who need help. Then you have town, village, state, national associations, professional associations. You have to be that agent of change when you see that things are not going the proper way. If you complain and you leave, I think you are the worst contributor to that disorganization that you are complaining about. You have to be there to help make that change.
Thank you, sir. Be there to make that change. The average individual, for my studies, is transactional. If you are not giving me something, I'm not getting something from you, I'm not ready to stay. The goal in my niche and with this kind of seminars, the kind of knowledge we bring is to make us transformational. Just like Dr. Ohens has said, what are you bringing to bring them back on course? What are you speaking to the situation? So as we come together in whatever communities we find ourselves, the whole idea is, how can I make things better? Move from being transactional to what? Being a transformative individual or leader, as the case may be. Mr. Edwin, thank you, Dr. Ohens. Fantastic responses. Mr. Edwin? Mr. Edwin?
Oh, good evening, everyone. I think I'm very impressed with Dr. Ohens' lectures tonight. And the last word he said is directly to my question. You belong to a society, you belong to a community. You want to give your best, you want to share your experiences, like in a career space, and your own superior is shutting you down that, oh, you want to come and show yourself. The management is proud of you. You want to come and show yourself. How do you manage such situation in that kind of community? Thank you, sir.
Well, unfortunately, such things happen everywhere. It's even worse for some of us who left our countries to come to a foreign land, and we end up being in leadership, and people are wondering, how did he get there? Why is he there and not me? You have to play your cards very well. You have to handle situations you find yourself in a way that it will not impact you. You know what I would do in a situation like that? If I'm choosing to speak, and it has happened to me a number of times, if I'm choosing to speak somewhere, and my CEO that we work closely, if he's going to be attending, you know what I would do? In preparing my slide deck, I'll go to him and say, you know what, I'm going to speak there, right? And he says, yes. And I say, this is what I'm going to talk about there. I want your thoughts. I want you to look at it and see whether there is anything I should improve upon and all that. You give that person the sense that you are actually working together, that you are working on it together. You are not, let me tell you, we are all human beings. If you belong to the same profession with your guy and they invited you to be this keynote speaker somewhere, and your guy is going to be part of the audience, take that your speech to him and say, you know what, I was working on this thing. It's all of a sudden I just got I just got some kind of brain freeze like that. I'm finding it difficult to move it, but look at what I put together. And I would want you to just go through it and give me your opinion. Look, your guy will appreciate it. When you are presenting during that conference, your guy will have this feeling that, oh, now we're doing together. I contributed. Will not take it against you. So you just have to apply tact, because workplace politics exist. And you can lose your job when your guy feels you are very visible professionally, and they think maybe one day when the board of directors look at them and say, oh, this guy's not doing well, but we have a capable second guy here, so maybe we should just put this guy. They will feel threatened by it. Be tactful, that's all I can say.
Tactful, yes, tactfulness. Thank you. So soft skills, emotional intelligence, know how to handle your team. Mr. John, you'll be speaking next. Thank you, sir. Mr. John, unmute, sir.
Which is Mr. John? Is it Ihangbe?
No, Professor John.
Professor, oh, yeah. Forgive me, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Adivela, Tisilayo.
I saw many Johns, so I wasn't sure if you were referring to me. For being a professor is nothing better. Yes, I want to thank Dr. Ohens. I didn't expect anything less. When I saw the topic, I went to Google and I read a little bit about it, and he has covered every ground, and that's very impressive. Yeah, it's educating. Thank you very much, Ohens, for that.
Thank you, sir.
And again, you are my global president. I didn't expect you to let me down. So global president, you are world president. I belong to a set of people where you say, if you don't blow your trumpet, somebody will take it and break it. An introvert can never be a good networker. You can never be. So first of all, you must have to be, so almost like being an extrovert, be seen. Talk, you may make a lot of mistakes, but you will learn from your mistakes. And then we also learn from the mistake of others. I've been in the university system for quite a long time. And
this conversation.
When you have a point to make in standing, what I do is to network. I'm in life sciences. I'll go to social sciences. I'll go to education. I'll go to a few other departments and programs to, first of all, campaign. That is networking. And when I get to Senate, I move my motion. And the next thing you hear the VC say, those in favor. Because I did my homework, and that is what I call networking, everybody says, oh, yes, even if they were not in support, because I had told them, I've worked with them. That is the good thing about networking. It supports your idea. You have to be exposed. You have to talk to people to let them know that you know what you are talking about. And if you do not campaign, because they do not understand, they will vote against you. So I think networking is very important. It cannot be overemphasized. And also traveling, when you travel over the world, what you see will educate you, and then it will also help you to network with others so that their culture will give you a lot, and you can impact people with that sort of education that you have. Thank you very much, Dr. Ohens. I'm impressed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Professor.
By the way, for those who do not know Professor John Cletusu Ihongbe, he is the chairman of the board of trustees of Akioban, and he left my school before I was born.
Power of networking and community.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your presence and your contribution. Mr. Tony Icheku, I hope I'm pronouncing that well. Mr. Tony, you're next.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. You pronounced that correctly. I listened to Dr. Ohens, and I must say I'm quite impressed, and I learned really a lot. As a matter of fact, I would say that giving me a good foundation to start exploring the potentials in networking. But I have some questions. I want him to, expand on this. Dr. Ohens, does being a journalist, did it contribute to the success you've achieved in cooking? That's one. Secondly, I want you to compare and contrast the two environments. I mean, Nigeria and where you're currently, US. How does the environment there, does it enhance or promote networking in a respective? Look at the scenario here. You lived here and you are living there now. So look at the two scenario. Is there any peculiarities in the different environments?
Yes, thank you. Yes, journalism helped me a great deal. When I was a teacher, like I said, I was a little bit, I had stage fright, but over time, I overcame it. I found a way to overcome it, and people never knew that I had that stage fright because I carried myself in a way that it didn't show. journalism gave me some confidence because I was getting to meet with people, the high and the mighty in the country. And, you know, all of us who are journalists will know this. When you start meeting with people like that, it gets to your head, you know, gets swollen that you now start putting yourself in their position as if you two you are one of the exactly. So I now realized that I was no longer scared to ask anybody question, to say something if I want to say it. You know, I saw myself as, oh, you know better past me. What do you? I mean, I can talk and all that. If I talk, the worst case scenario is that you disagree with me. So journalism gave me that boldness, and of course, you know, journalism opens doors. If you network too as a journalist, if you use your journalism correctly, it will help you. It helped me. I remember those days. I was very poor. People didn't know, but I was not collecting brown envelope. Nobody will say he saw me collect brown envelope. Did not collect brown envelope. And the people that we will go interview or work for, they will look at me. Why did this guy not collect his own? I was very a proud Esa man. I wouldn't collect brown envelope and I would go home very hungry, you know. But you know what happened? When they are looking for somebody to fish out and say, we want this person to do something for us for a special thing, they will call me and say, this guy is going to do it and he will do it right because he would never ask for money, you know. That was, I mean, those of you who were in City News when I was editor, there was one time in 1995, I went to see a military administrator and he gave me a sack of money. The highest denomination was 20 naira. I can tell you I didn't have up to 40 naira in my pocket. I went to Bauchi to go and see him from Lagos. And they put money in Ghana must go and put Guinea brocade in a pilot box. They gave it to me and gold wristwatches. I looked at the thing like this. I said, no, I'm not taking it. And the man looked at me. He had given my colleagues that same kind of money to go and bribe other journalists. They took the money, they pocketed it. So the one that was supposed to get to me, he felt because I didn't get it, I should come and get my own. When I got there, I'm not going to touch this money. The man looked at me, a military administrator looked at me and said, you are strange. And I said, no, I don't need it. And he put me on a plane. I flew back to Lagos. When I got to the office and I narrated it to my colleagues, they were looking at me. I only brought those Guinea brocade and I think 2,000 naira. And I shared that 2,000 naira amongst the reporters and I took the Guinea brocade. The thing is this, what I benefited from that person much later in life was so much. And it's the same thing with Mr. Jimmy Ate of the National Theatre, the general manager of National Theatre then. Something was happening that was very popular in journalism. People were writing things and all that. And I looked at what was going on and I saw that it was blackmail and all that. I did not partake. When he realized what I did, he took me as his friend. And much later, I was going to get married. He single-handedly sponsored my wedding, you know. So there are ways that you benefit from journalism, using your network correctly. Here in the US, oh boy, if you don't, in Nigeria, you have to network for you to be successful, especially those of us who were children of people who, my father was a police officer, retired, they didn't have much goodwill. So I had to build my own goodwill myself. All that Shakara was doing in Nigerian Institute of Journalism, I just boldface. It was my own way of being visible. I had no backing, no parental backing that you say, oh, if you get into trouble, this person will save him. Here in the United States, when you live abroad, for you to make it, if you don't network, you go rotting inside your house. You have to network. You have to reach out to people. First of all, people who look like you, people who come from your country. people who do the kind of profession that you are into. You have to reach out to them. Then when you are lucky to have a job, you have to constantly improve upon yourself and make yourself visible within that community so that, one, you will retain your job. Two, if you don't retain your job, you have a need to move from one job to the other, you would not be a stranger. People would know you. Even the mere mention that, oh, you are looking for a job, somebody will say, oh, is that guy? I want him to work for us. So yes, Nigeria here, you need to network. It's not different.
Thank you. We're fast running out of time. So Mr. Sunday Ojeme, quickly with your question. I think we should just take all three questions. I have Mr. Ayara. I hope I'm pronouncing the name well.
So Sunday Ojeme,
Ojeme, and Chinwe.
Yes, and there is one person who has been raising his hand up.
Okay, I can only see
for
these
a very
three.
long time.
I can only see these three.
Yes, let's go ahead. There is somebody, Christian Evote, I believe, or so, who's been raising his hand up physically.
Good evening. Good evening, how?
Okay, so
let's go with
good evening.
Sunday Ojeme, yes.
Okay. Dr. Ohens, good evening. I would say I'm really impressed, because in your presentation, it's like when you were in the process, you were actually hitting at me in some of the things you said, because networking actually is difficult for me. I wouldn't say that it's my fault. Maybe it's unfortunate that the first set of people I meet sometimes, they are just people who don't want to have anything to do with me. You understand? And that appears to discourage me from going ahead with maybe seeking help and other things from people. I don't know. If you are in a group and you find out there are people who discuss with you effortlessly and they give you the impression that maybe you can come in for anything, you can ask for anything and they will give it to you, and you eventually summon the courage to do that, and eventually they disappoint you. How do you carry on? You are not begging. I'm not a beggar. I come with genuine cases. I'm not begging for money or whatever. Maybe I have a job to do or something. Just I need sponsorship for it or something. How do you carry on? Yeah.
So if you express disappointment openly, it might affect your ability to get help from somebody else. So what I would expect you to do when one person disappoints you, remember that person does not owe you. Always remember that the person who is going to help you, you expect help from. That person does not owe you. So there is no obligation to offer that help. So if the person disappoints you, accept it in good faith. In short, be nice to the person for even disappointing you. You don't know where that disappointment will lead to. Maybe that disappointment will challenge you to get something better from somewhere else. Be nice to that person. Do not express that disappointment to somebody else. Because if you express it to somebody else, that person will look at you that, if I don't do for him now, this is how you will go and complain to somebody else. So do not express it. Be nice to the person who disappointed you. Remain good within that network.
Exactly what I do.
Let me tell you something I tell our old boys of ACC IROA. Some people come to our meetings thinking there is something to benefit from it.
Yeah.
Whereas the best way to benefit from the association is you be present. The little you can give, even if it is just attendance, attend. If you need to speak honestly. Be identified as somebody who stands by, is very truthful. And if there is an assignment and you assign something to do it. Come to meeting regularly as much as you can. If you don't have a job, you need help and all that, every time there is introduction, don't be ashamed. You say it. I am Joseph Ohens. I am jobless, but I am a graduate of this, that. This is the kind of job I'm seeking. By the grace of God, if I get help, I'll get a job and I will want to help the community once things get better for me. Introduce yourself. Don't be ashamed. Say that your challenges, share it with people, let them know. If you continue to do so, you are very regular. Don't stay at home. Don't say, oh, I go there, I've done it 3 times, nobody helped me. Continue to do so. You know what will happen? It will weigh them. It will weigh on their minds. They will start thinking, oh my goodness, this guy is very regular, this guy is very active, and we need to do something for him. Somebody will do something for you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. If I could just add this, resources and help go in the direction of value. Each time you're seeking for support or assistance, the question should be, what value am I adding? What value am I bringing to this stance?
Yeah.
So let that, always guide your direction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. Area, we're fast closing in. We don't like to go beyond our time, but this is very interesting. Thank you all. Yes, sir. Quickly, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, quickly.
Isaiah Ojiomere.
Oh, which of
No,
the area you call?
it's Iria Iyowewe, please. Iria Iyowewe.
Iria Yoruba.
Yeah, first I want to say thank you very much for putting this together, even though I don't know what niche means. I know somebody asked that question earlier on. I think we need to clarify that. But
okay, sir.
I am highly, highly impressed by your putting this together, and double impressed for Dr. Joseph Ohens, who lectured us today. Again, highly, highly impressed and not disappointed by Joseph Ohens, who happens to be a member of an association, Opoji Delight North America, of which I'm the president. He is a foundation member of that association. And I can tell you that he is the one that is really, he carries a lot of the burden of that association. You're an inspiration to us and to many.
Thank you.
I will say again that what you have said today will truly inspire many people, because you can't really make an impact wherever you are without networking. And the way he has presented his papers today is highly, highly, very impactful. I want to thank you a lot, Dr. Joseph Ohens, for all that you have been doing, and please keep doing it. That's just all I want to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lucky? Area Lucky? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the guest speaker, my global president, and the host, Edwin, my cousin. Those were the 2 persons that gave me the confidence to even participate in this program, because when I saw it, I thought it's many other networking that one has dabbled into before, and then you get yourself into a hook. And so, but when I saw it was coming from there, I said, okay, let me participate. I want to say a big thank you. And just as the other person said, we want to know more about this niche and how one can also be a part of it. So I'm an insurance marketer too. I'm out of the job for the now because of some situation, but we still believe that for this kind of association, for this kind of what is it called now, this kind of niche, looking at what I have heard my cousin said earlier about going to school, building community, is something that I will also like to be a part of. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
have one more person, please.
Yes,
please.
one more person. Chinwe,
Yeah.
Mrs. Chinwe.
Chinwe, yes.
Go on, unmute. Okay, you're muted. Madam Chinwe. Madam Chinwe, did she go offline?
Yeah, I think network issue, something like
I can't
that.
seem to
So
see her anymore.
yeah,
Maybe
I
you
Okay,
can
if she
think
comes
it
back on, we'll
Take Christian Ewote, who has been raising
so
his hand physically.
Christian Ewote been
who?
raising his hand physically.
Okay.
Christian
I don't know.
Ewote.
I've not seen.
Okay, Chiwe is
Okay,
speaking now.
Madam Chiwe, are you back?
Good evening, good afternoon.
Go
Go
ahead.
on, ma'am.
So can I go ahead, please?
Yes, please. Yes.
Wow, network.
Go ahead, Chinwe.
It looks like our network is not too good.
Okay, let's go
After
to
waiting so
Christian
long.
now.
Mr. Christian, then. Oh, we are fast. We don't like to keep us this late.
Christian, unmute yourself. We're not hearing you. Christian, unmute yourself. We're not hearing you. No one is hearing you.
He will. He will. Unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself. Unmute your phone, sir.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Okay. Yes. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. I mean, very impressive presentation. I'm speaking from Baltimore, Columbia, Maryland. My question is this. You are speaking to most of us that in North America. Your presentation, do you go about, how do you go about it for the young ones back home?
So, thank you, sir. I think that we have many people attending this from Nigeria as well,
From
but
Nigeria here.
I don't know whether we'll call them the young ones anyway. But a number of people from Nigeria attending. I agree with you, sir. It seems back home, I don't know whether we are. I mean, I want to applaud what Niche Africa is doing. But you see, the networking that our young ones believe they are doing, I don't know whether that one is a helpful one. Presence on social media, propagating nudity and all manners of things on social media, posting horrible things that are going on are in the country and all that. What we do not realize, what they do not know, is that things like that will follow you all your life, because the internet will never forget. And if you move to a foreign country, for instance, they want to see your digital image. They want to know about you, your presence on social media. So our young folks back at home, when I see some of the things they do, I'll say, well, you better just stay put in Nigeria and be there all your life. Because if you are ever going to be a professional, for instance, in healthcare where I work, they will almost use X-ray to X-ray you to know everything about you before you'll be hired. So if you have such terrible social media image, it will be difficult for you to get into corporate world. So I think we should be directing organizations like Manage Africa and many like that should be looking at re-educating our young ones, because they are the future of Nigeria. We really need to ensure that they are well educated, they are prepared for the future that they are going to, the challenges in the future. I think our folks are looking at the money you can use social media to make right now. And for that reason, they don't really care what it is that they are doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly, sir. That's the foundation. That's the foundation that led to establishment of My Niche Africa. Maybe I'll just quickly do that re-intro. Edwin is known by most of you, but I will tell his story and what led to the birth of my niche so that it's coming from another part. Edwin and I worked together in Briscoe. I am the general manager, material handling equipment in RT Briscoe, Nigeria. And Edwin worked in another department while he was there. But somehow we had a connection. His work ethics and presentation. Yeah. So my niche came about because he took advantage of what you're talking about, this kind of networks. His job in RT Briscoe, he got by reading newspaper adverts, which most people would disregard. That gave him a job. While he was on NYSC, he used his savings to get a laptop. So by the time he was coming to Briscoe from where he was working his first job, he already knew how to operate a computer. He already understood structure. So coming to the interview, it was a perfect fit. Yes. By the time he got established in Briscoe and moved on, one day he comes to me and he says, "Madam, there are too many gaps. There are too many young people doing the wrong thing. They are not focused on, putting their lives on a right trajectory such that in time they establish a structured life, profession, or as an entrepreneur, you are guided accordingly." And that is exactly what led to the birth of my niche. So from 2015, we started having sitting meetings. Edwin, maybe before we round up, you can go over that slide again, just run the slide through. Or maybe just run the slide through, take the sharing right and just run the slide through while I speak. So from 2015, we started having these meetings, inviting CV writing, time management, effective communication, soft skills, all those Excels, PowerPoint, Excel, all those financial intelligence. Yes, those were some of the trainings we took. Entrepreneurship, how to structure your business, who and who you should meet if you want to go into the entrepreneurial parts. And also we started going to the secondary schools to teach them how to understand STEM, get them in the line of science and technology, how easy it is, the opportunities. I am an electrical engineer by training, but I found myself in supply chain, heavy duty equipment, forklifts, rich trucks. I didn't know about such opportunities until I, came out. But we are letting them know ahead that these opportunities exist and you can begin to enjoy them if you know early enough. So it's like a mentorship, but to those who would indigent and those who would not easily have access to this kind of information. And hence, it's part of the networking and growing, looking for those who are like-minded, those who want progress for our country, those who want us to move from where we are. I'm currently running a training where we're using the book, Good to Great, First Words, Lin Kuan Yew. How those kind of economies looked inward and decided to change the people, reorientate them. And today, Singapore started the journey with us in 1960. We are still third world. They are first, of course. They are first because they took deliberate steps. Success is deliberate. And we, as my niche, we have noticed that gap in that sector. Young graduates, underage, letting them know early what your focus should be. There are a few on this call, but they might not be talking because they are seeing a lot of older folk, more mature people with us. Yes, so they are quiet and listening. But really, that is our goal, and that's why we are calling for more people to join us so that we can speak more, get on larger platforms, invite them for seminars. After COVID, it was a bit difficult, to have those kind of meetings. But if we have support to get them to come into class, why not? And we have experienced individuals like all of us on this call. Share our experiences, share our knowledge, let them know what counts. Today, I saw a lady that was just agreeing with you, Dr. Ohens, lady that was coming into the US, and she got to the entry point, but she was denied because they checked her social media and they said what they are seeing there does not tally with the kind of person they would like to allow into their country. And I was like, is this thing now this serious? So these are areas that we need to keep telling them, keep showing them that its growth is a process. Growth is layered by layer. And that is really what that name niche. We have found our niche in the young adults, the transition in the young graduates, those looking for jobs, those in jobs. We have a broadcast group that we send them tips on business and growth, life skills, entrepreneurial skills, all of that. So basically, that's what my niche is all about. And then this online seminars, we reevaluated ourselves too, because we also, kind of dropped the ball at some point. But in February, we came back, reevaluated our situation and said, we are going back online. We've had all these trainings in February, reevaluating our life goals, visibility. The young lady on the visibility flyer, she's into uniform production. You can check out her name in LinkedIn, Khadijat. She's a Muslim. She covers, but she's actively doing things in the uniform world. She's a microbiologist, Edwin. She's a microbiologist by training, but she has diversified into uniforms and all that she puts in to do that. Those are the kind of things. And we give the opportunity for people to talk. Nyoju came in from the UK. Mana is from Ghana, like that, across February, March. And this is our June edition, speaking about networking, calling those of us who have the knowledge, the resource, the know-how to join forces with us to, move our nation, move our people, move our young adults forward so that we can, go to bed and say, yes, we have lived with purpose. We have done something, and we can look back and say, yes, this was done in our time for these people. So that really is what my niche is all about. This seminar tonight is also telling people that, hey, we need to join hands together and bring about the desired change. The same way you're doing in your alma mater. I mean, everybody's going back now. I am also very active. I went to Federal Government Girls College at Bloma, Port Harcourt. We're also very actively doing things in our school. We have we are going to be 50 this year. We've put up a park, smart classrooms. We've renovated dormitories. We're checking our teachers to make sure they're up to date. Those are the things that PDCA, planning, doing, checking, and ensuring that whatever government is doing is actually being brought to book. Not that some people are, diverting funds. You are living in a climate that things are working. We also want it to work here. We want our children to see a better and brighter nation to flourish and be fruitful in. That was 2015 when it all started, the very first seminar. This was 2016, and like that, it just kept growing till COVID came and things went down. But we trust God that this was one of the Excel. Yes, that's me, much younger then. So that's all my niche is about. Learning.
Thank you.
Sharing and inspiring.
Thank you, Ma. I don't know whether you. Yes, Chinwe and Alex Rete. I don't know whether Alex is still here. They've been itching to.
Madam Chinwe, please quickly speak before your network goes off again. Go ahead. You're muted. Go ahead, ma'am. We are way past our time.
Yeah, Alex Rete, please. If you allow Alex Rete to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he on? Okay, Alex. All right.
I think maybe he wants to speak because it seems you both of you are into the same kind of profession.
Oh.
All right. No, it's wonderful to be here. My name is Alex Ireta. I am speaking from Calgary in Alberta, Canada.
Canada, all right.
Dr. Ohens is a twin brother, so to say. We're brothers in the struggle. We both of us are classmates all the way back from Annunciation Catholic College, and we've stuck together since then. So he couldn't have had this event and me not being here. Not disappointed as usual. Made it look very simple. Made the talk look very simple.
And I want to thank my niche Africa for what you're doing. One of the questions that I had was about how you're catching them young, but I did hear you when responding to that question, talking about, you know, how you go to schools, which is a great one. Dr. Ohens also talked about how the kind of not so great associations and things that unfortunately some of our younger ones are into in our days. We ran around carrying letters by hand, and that was how we were shaped, you know, to just be errand boys for those who we wanted to be like. That was
Like,
our
yeah.
thinking. But these days, where people don't go to where they think they can immediately make gains, you know. But what you're doing is giving people that alternative voice. You know, there's a better way to go about some of these things, and I want to commend you. One of the things I already, because I didn't know I will have the opportunity to speak again, one of the things I wrote in my note is, yeah, it's a great idea that you have. You know, how, you know, let us know how you want to be supported. Let us know
Thank you,
how,
sir.
you know, let us know how you want to be supported regarding what you're doing and all of that. It shouldn't be that it's when we got to know about you because we know Dr. Ohens, right? How does my niche become something that all of us, you know, will be able to share with our friends and all of that. And once again, thanks so very much for the selflessness in doing what you are doing. And thank you, Dr. Ohens, for the presentation. I know there was not much said about you, but we call him Joseph the Dreamer, right? When he started our associations, you know, when he came up with the idea 5 years ago, four of us sat together and were like, we're going to raise $1.5 million, you know, to rebuild our secondary school. We looked at him and said, I think finally something has gone wrong. But today, but today we've spent almost 3 times of that, and we're just getting started. You know, this week, one of the initiatives he put up, which he funded personally, we sold almost 5 million naira worth of stuff from the produce coming out of our old boys. You know, he's such an enigma, and I'm so proud to be called his brother. I'm so proud to be a fellow to be one in the struggle with him. Thanks, my brother. More grace, more strength. Yeah.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Amen.
sir.
Thank you so much. I think this will be the last one so that we don't give, next time we call you, you will not run away. Phillips, Mr. Phillips. We usually shut down at 9:30, but I mean, this is wonderful and it's just going on. Nobody's leaving. This is fantastic.
Yes,
I think I'm going to join. I'm going to leave my old girls and come to your school.
Okay. My name is Dr. Iraga Philip. I want to appeal to standard existing protocol. I know time is fast spent. After my senior Alex spoke, I was almost tempted to drop my hand. But I think having listened to Dr. Ohens today, I think I am seeing him in a different light now. I actually thought that he had a kind of like a smooth launch pad where he didn't have to hustle for a lot of things. And hearing him today talking about how he was able to challenges is kind of encouraging.
Yes.
Like for some of us who are in Canada, who came from where you could say from nothing, coming to North America, because I came to North America when I was already 40, but within a short while, because of my network that I was able to maintain back in Nigeria and to quickly start developing here, I've been able to achieve some milestones that I never thought was possible. Sometimes I'm driving home from my clinic now, and I'm actually thinking, is this me from Nigeria, an employer of labor? I have white people working for me, people I pay to maintain their lifestyle. And for the fact that since Dr. Haynes called us to come and join the ACC Rebuild Dream, I'll call it a dream, because I still vividly remember the first night he called me. I actually told him the reason why I was shying away from getting engaged with such association. But he was able to take me beyond that position of doubts, that position of kind of staying back to getting actively involved. And I will say the few years I have known him, he has actually been able to let me come out of my space to dream of what can I do? What else can I do? Like what my senior Alex just said. Yes, with a program like yours that is reaching out to people, we will want to be involved. If there's any way you want us in any contribution capacity, for the fact that Dr. Ohens identified with you, like I see myself as his boy. If he calls me tomorrow, because if you call Dr. Ohens at 3 a.m., sometimes let me just flash him. He answers. And me, I'm afraid I want to quickly go away. He takes the discussion to a logical conclusion that sometimes I'm wondering, this man, does he not sleep? And he is like an inspiration to all of us. And today, I can honestly tell you, I'm proud knowing him. I am happy that he has shown the leadership role, the leadership potential that he has and has been able to take all of us along. So once again, I want to say I really benefited from this talk today. In the future, if there's anything that has to do with growth, with expanding our horizon, believe me, I'm there with you and I will definitely subscribe. Thank you,
sir.
for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir. This will be the last one. Please, nobody else should raise up their hand. G.
Godina Solime.
I cannot let Alex say something and not say anything because after all the work Joe made us do, now still making us do. So you want to come to join us, be very careful because Joe will put you to work. You have to be very careful. He will put you to work. And he's a different person when he's assigning tasks.
Yes.
So, but the reason I associate with him still is because he's such a good person and a lot of people are praying for him, even people that don't know him. So I want to benefit from that. That's why I stick with him. That's why all the work he gives me. Thank you. Very great. I'm very happy to see this work you guys are doing. And like Alex said earlier, you've been good to know how we can support you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good to know how we can support, because this is basically the kind of thing we're doing for our school, but you guys are doing it for the entirety.
The global, yes.
Just, Joe is the conduit right there. He will blow it up. Trust him. Thank you very much. Looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Madam Chinwe came in and she jumped out again. I guess the network,
network
is misbehaving. So, sir, I don't know, a round-up note before I close the night. You've spoken so eloquently and excellently. We appreciate you. I would like you to give us a sign-off before we close the evening. And I hand over to
thank you. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Again, it's a pleasure being asked to speak tonight, on a topic that is dear to my heart, because that is what has made me as a person successful this far, and still having some goals to meet in what I want to achieve in life. And I want us as a people, Nigerians, to open up, to be part of our family group. I know it's not everybody within your family that you agree with, but if there is a family WhatsApp group where you discuss family things, that is a network. Join, participate, contribute, support. You have village organization, town, country organization. Join, give your best to it. Professionally, please build, even if you are the MD CEO of your company, that is not going to be the end of your life. The board of directors can wake up one day and say you are fired. Make sure that you participate in your professional organizations, network, so that when a day comes that you need help, they will be there for you. Even if you don't need help, somebody else would need your help. So your life is only meaningful. It's only meaningful based on what you are able to use it to do for yourself and for others. If you, and I say to people, what we do for ourselves really do not matter. What we do for others, what we do for the community is what matters a lot. So networking, the power of networking gives us spiritual upliftment, spiritual fulfillment. Please, let's interact with people for our own mental health, our physical health. Let's join with people. Don't be isolated. That is what I have to say. And thank you all for joining, all my friends, my NIJ classmates, friends, my ACC classmate friends, my Bakersfield people, everybody that joined. Thank you, people from Port Harcourt, from all parts of the country. I want to thank you. And special thanks to my niche Africa. Like my friends indicated earlier, any way you want us to help you, let me know. We'll do our own little contribution. The young man who introduced you to me, Edwin, I'll tell you, I saw something he did. He went to my school with our school with his kids, and he was telling them the history of the school and why we are rebuilding the school. And he caught it on video. When he shared it and we started hearing the commentaries, what the kids were saying, they were so proud of the school and the fact that that school was where their father went to, and that their father was is part of the rebuilding going on there. When I saw the video, I said, oh, I need to know this gentleman. So I reached out to him. Since then, we've been communicating. I've expanded my network.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Just like I said earlier, latching on to this comment you made, sir, support will go in the direction of value. You saw a value in that video and you said, hey, who is this young man? So value, what value are you bringing to your network? What value are you bringing to your community before you expect? Edwin, I don't know if you have something to say before we round up. People need to go to bed. It's almost midnight in some parts of the world right now. Yes.
Thank you very much to everyone, and thanks to Dr. Ohens, and thanks to everybody that participated today. Yes, for those who don't really know my niche, it's just something I just set up and I run in by the side. Most of the time like 80%, Ms. Udibo and myself, we use our finances to do what we want to do. And I told Ms. Udibo the next project we're having now, we want to try and see how we can begin to develop what we call graph bank, whereby every child will have opportunity to have a graph sheet in his front to be able to plot graph. That is the next project we want to begin. And I am looking at taking the CC as the starting point, whereby we supply graph sheet to school. It's not for sale. It's such that once a teacher wants to teach graph, every child should have one in his front to be able to follow through. So that's what we want to, the project we are having, we'll try to finish it before the end of this year. So I will be coming back with other monthly seminars that we're having. And on a personal note, I will try to reach out to my seniors that have pledged to assist us so that we'll discuss with you areas you can help us. So we'll keep trying our best to see how we can support, because I actually started my niche when, just as Mchudipo said, when I discovered that to get job is not easy, but because of reading newspaper, I was able to secure a job. And after spending about 4 or 5 years job, somebody introduced me to LinkedIn, and I actually key in and I got another job from LinkedIn. And so I felt, oh, what can I do? How can I give back? I felt the best thing is to see how I can be organizing small seminar like this, because I don't have experience of Dr. Ohens. I don't have experience of other speakers, but those people will come with their experience, and somebody will pick something today. I don't know the person, and you don't know the person, and the person will go and use it in his life. Whether I know about it or not, that's just what I want, that somebody should pick up. Because the first time I went outside this country on a training, because of the job I got through LinkedIn, and I got to UK, and a white man came to pick me at the airport, and everybody was treating me very nicely. I asked myself, why this treatment? I now realize that just because I took advantage of LinkedIn and other platform to change job, that was why I could get that. So that was why I said, okay, for me to be able to thank God for what he has done for me, let me just set up this thing. That is what. So for after about 5 years, we were not able to do it because of COVID and other financial constraints. We just decided this year, let's start this. It's a little bit cheaper. Yes, we're paying for Zoom, and yeah, but it's cheaper overall. So we started this, and we will keep on. And I joined ACC last year actively, and this is also a way for me to network with so many people in Akioba, because I don't have another way to talk. I may not be able to donate millions, but through this now, a lot of people are also getting to know me. So that's just it, sir. So thank you very much. And yes, we've exceeded our time for more than 30 minutes. I thank you, and Madam, you can close the session. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, somebody asked how they can reach us. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, My Niche Africa Business Group. We're still working on our website. We had one that we've let go. But right now, from My Niche Africa Business Group on LinkedIn, My Niche Africa Business Group, you can join us there. And from there, you can get information on our upcoming meetings. The next meeting will be July 27th. For now, we are sticking to one seminar a month, the last Sunday of every month, same time, 8 to 9:30. Sorry that we are almost at 10 o'clock today. 8 to 9:30 is our usual time. So again, to connect, you can send a direct message, My Niche Africa Business Group. So thank you all. We wish you a great week, a new month. July is up ahead of us. Wish us all the very best. Wish us all the very best. Oh, echo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you, Dr. Ohens. Have a beautiful week.
You too.
It was nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.